Beer, 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 beer.
Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Maple Brewski, for another Brewski review. And today I have my best friend Jordan here again.
For another Brewski review.
Damn straight. And the beer we have for you today is Dunkel from the Farm Table series of Beau'S Brewing Company out of Van Cleek Hill, Ontario. Coming in at 5.7% alcohol by volume and an unknown IBUs because they don't put that on their bottles, which is a little bit of a bummer. So with that said, after we chew on some nuts, let's crack this open, see what we got. That was a much easier cap.
You know what, I want to check what the IBUs and the ABV are.
Yeah, go for it, go for it. I'll pour you up.
What's that? Beau'S Dunkel, right?
Yeah. Definitely a darker bit of a beer.
I don't know if I want another dark beer. Man.
Oh, it's not super dark. It's more of a brown.
There you go.
I think this may be a Bock style beer.
Beer.
I know. We're going hard. We're going hardcore, man. Yeah, buddy.
Yo, but we have another one of these to crush, and then two of those other ones.
Yeah.
It's crush time, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like, let's not try to make this brewski review too long. So we can crush those other two.
We gotta chug these. I think this will be easier to drink.
You think so? Yes, I think those 6.2.
5.7.
Okay.
So not too bad in the alcohol department, but still.
So we're coming in at, oh my god,
What?
25 IBUs.
25 IBUs, big and not so bold, but still.
Sweet
Yeah.
as could be.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely gonna think it's malt forward.
What do you do?
I'm thinking it's gonna be more malt forward.
What is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, I guess more like caramel and toffee sort of notes coming through.
Right. Okay, so I'm just gonna read you the description here.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Beau'S Farm Table series are seasonable beers inspired by tradition and brewed true to a classic or emerging style. Dunkel is a Bavarian-style dark lager with a balanced, reserved hop presence. Crisp with a malt-forward taste.
That's right.
How did you know that, dude? That's crazy. That is crazy. Who love both the rich roastiness of a dark beer and clean finish of a lager.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. And let me tell you the ingredients. Local spring water, organic barley, malts, organic hops, and brewer's yeast. That's it. Wow, that's a really nothing beer.
Yeah, simple.
Nikolai.
Yeah.
Sessionable.
Sessionable, not seasonable.
Not seasonable. Session. Able. Wow.
Ooh, come give it a smell.
Bro, this is gonna be a plain beer though. Like, did you hear what the ingredients were?
I know what the ingredients were, but still,
This is like a plain beer. Like a plain Jane.
this. When was this brewed on? Oh, it has a batch number.
No way.
12/22/17. So just at the end of December. So not too old.
Not too new.
I'm snorting that beer. I don't want to snort it. On my nose.
This
one
one smells
malty.
like beer.
Yeah, more like a traditional beer.
Smells like beer.
Like I said, a dark lager, so a little bit of yeastiness. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody.
Definitely not as dark as the other ones.
Beer.
Watery beer.
Watery beer.
Yeah, definitely not as much flavor as I thought it was going to be. Okay, full battery. We're all good to go.
Ready to rock?
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be heavy.
Yeah, but it's a lighter beer. It's a bit.
It is light beer.
It's you get the flavor, but it's more watery, which is a bit of a bummer.
Are we rolling?
Mm-hmm.
Beer, 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 beer.
No, it's you know, you get a bit of toffee, get a little bit of spice in there. I can't figure out what kind of spice is in here. But the finish is water. You get the flavor in the front and the mid, and then it dies, and you get a slight little bit of hops in the finish.
Yeah.
But it's lackluster in the finish for me at least. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it goes away right away.
Which is, I guess that's fine for our stage in our drinking night tonight.
Right.
But if this is your first beer out of the gate, you know, you want something that carries flavor throughout the whole sip.
The whole day.
Yeah. And this really isn't. I think they may have dropped the ball on this Dunkel.
I don't know what they were thinking on this one, guys. Like going from the other one we had, where it was real like
flavor throughout kind of thing.
what was it called again?
The Harry Porter.
No. The
Or the bottle imp, you mean, from Beau's?
yeah, the bottle.
Yeah,
imp
the
from
bottle
Beau's.
imp. Yeah.
It had a real like.
Had a ton of flavor in there. This one just passes by real quick. It's like a speeding train.
I don't know. Might as well be drinking a Guinness.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's how I feel. I feel like I might as well be drinking a Guinness here.
Yeah. I'd rather be drinking something else with the flavor that carries throughout the whole drink than this. And I think that's one thing that really bugs me about Beau's, as well as that they can put out some knockout beers, right?
Yeah.
Amazing beers. And then some of them, they just fall short of the mark kind of thing. I hold them, I guess, to a higher standard. But yeah, this one is definitely doesn't carry through. It's good flavor. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm saying that the flavor doesn't carry through out the beer.
Yeah, it's better. It's still better than like the non-craft beers you get, you know?
Yeah.
I'd prefer this over a Bud.
Yeah,
Any day.
for sure.
But I expected more from after that first Beau's.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be like, okay, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting the amazing factor out of this beer.
Like you get if you, I guess, broke it down into thirds of a sip. When you sip this, the first and second third are really good, and then the last third is just nothing. It turned out to be nothing.
So besides water, what else are you getting from the beer? You banged on the
malt forward
yeah.
sort of aspect.
Like, literally pulled it right off the internet, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know, I'm getting a nice malt flavor from it. A little bit of hoppiness, a little bit of more of like a grassy note, or something like or like a hayish kind of note.
Hayish.
But
Interesting.
you know, there's the little bit of caramel, but nothing much. It's
Caramel for sure. Yeah.
it's I don't know. It's lackluster. That's what I really chalk it up to. Definitely not one of my favorites at all. It's still good flavor, but just doesn't last. You know, it doesn't hold on to your taste buds kind of thing. And
Right.
you're left with wanting more because you want more flavor, but you're always still let down, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. Just like from a dark beer, I would expect. From Beau's dark beer, I would expect way more.
Yeah. No, for
It
sure.
definitely is very watery. But there's like this this taste coming down your throat as it goes. It's the caramel flavor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a bit sweeter.
A bit sweeter. Yeah, it's actually super sweet. Maybe that's what it is, man. Maybe it's too sweet. What do you think?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's too sweet. You know what it could be as well.
What is it?
It could be the carbonation.
Too much?
Yeah. I think that's one thing that I've realized is that if some beers are a little over-carbonated for the actual style of it, it takes away the flavor and sort of masks it with that, I guess, that bubbliness, and then that wateriness, because it's like carbonated water, right?
So what are they adding to it that it like makes the carbonation? Is it that nitrogen or no?
No, I think it's what is carbonation? Just CO2 or something?
I guess.
like in a pop or anything, right?
Yeah, right,
Yeah, it's
right.
like CO2. So maybe they added a bit more CO2 to this to get it a little bit more carbonated. And at least for me, that's what I realized with some styles where there is a lot more carbonation to it, or what I guess the fancy word is effervescence, is that it takes a lot of the flavor away of from the actual beer.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's happened in this beer, at least, is that it diminishes the flavor of the actual drink and kind of bums you out. And in my personal opinion.
I don't know, like, I don't know about bumming out, you know. I'm still grooving with the beer.
Yeah. Oh, it's a nice beer. It's definitely a lighter flavor when it comes down to it. So I think that would appeal to a lot of people for sure.
I guess right, yeah, it would appeal to a lot of people.
Yeah, for me though, I'm just saying like the flavors that are there in the first little bit, I love them, and I wish they carried throughout the whole sip kind of thing. But I think that's one thing. It's very appealing to a wide audience kind of thing, which is nice. I like if that's what they were going for with this beer. You know what, they hit it right on the mark. I guess I'm just being a little critical of this.
You know,
to be honest.
I agree, man, because we just had such a great beer from them.
Yeah, and that was a very big, bold beer, right?
Yeah,
So there might be that little bias that we have where we've been having some beers lately that have been very bold in flavor, and this isn't as bold. So that's, I guess, where I'm getting my bias from. I'm not saying it's bad flavors. I'm just saying that I wish it carried through. But for what the flavors are and what they've done with this beer, it's actually been quite phenomenal.
So what are you rating this beer, man? I guess we're on the last sip here.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Just because the end is so disappointing, I gotta give this beer a 6.5. That's what my mind's going to.
Nice guy, man.
I was debating on a 6, just because of flavors that are there.
Yeah.
Are really enjoyable, and it goes down smooth. It's a very thirst quenching beer. I gotta give it a 6.5 for the actual beer. In presentation, it has the ingredients on here. It has a brewed on date. No IBUs though, which is a bit of a bummer. But you said it was what, 24, 25?
25.
Yeah, I knew it was in the mid 20s. Website is always very beautiful. Picture on it's kind of different. Dunkel, don't know what that means, but it's sort of like a castle mansion sort of style. It's alright. I gotta give the presentation a 7.5. Why not? Wanna take a look, see what you give it?
The papers, the type of paper is pretty cool, actually. I really like that. But however, like this has no meaning to me. Like this castle, like I don't know why it's there. Maybe the Dunkel Castle or something. But I think the presentation could have been a lot better. So I'm gonna give honestly, I'm gonna have to be really weak on this beer. Presentation, I'm gonna give it about 5. Like it could be a lot better. It has nothing on here. Like the first thing before we went live, the first thing I read on this, I told Nick or Maple Ruski, I said, "There's nothing on this. There's nothing on here. It's just plain. It's too plain for me." Especially because the other beers we've been reviewing, they've been phenomenal, and from Beau'S. Like Beau'S is a great company, so I don't know, like this, they're kind of weak on this beer, so I'm gonna have to give it 6. The presentation, the flavor, I'm only gonna give it a 5 because like it's way better than Budweiser's and like your regular beer that you have, or your Heineken or your Corona, way better than that. But I mean, like I said, like we've had a couple great beers tonight, and this one's lagging. So maybe if we were reviewing Corona and Heineken and Budweiser, then this would get a higher score, but we're not. So I'm gonna have to give it a 5.
Solid. Final sip. Cheers,
everybody.
Oh, excuse me. Feel that one?
Wow.
Okay. now that we're done, if you have any
If you have any questions,
questions, comments, beers you want me to review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. That's going to do it for me, Maple Brewski, and my water drinking buddy Jordan here. And like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers.